Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're turning the spotlight onto a coin that's not only part of a powerful story, but may also be sitting in your pocket change right now, waiting to surprise you with its hidden value. We're talking about the stunning and historic 2022 P. Dr. Sally Ride Quarter from the United States Mint, and yes, you're going to want to stick around until the very end, because this coin could be worth far more than 25 cents. This incredible quarter is part of the American Women Quarters program, which celebrates iconic women in American history who changed the world and inspired generations. Dr. Sally Ride, the first American woman in space, was a true trailblazer, brilliant, bold, and brave, and this coin honors her legacy in a way that collectors everywhere are excited about. The moment this coin was released, it wasn't just a commemorative piece, it became a must-have for numismatists and everyday Americans alike. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 2022 P version of this quarter is already in circulation, which means it's out there in the wild. And while millions were produced, not all were created equal. Some coins came out with stunning, eye-catching errors that make them extremely rare, incredibly valuable, and the focus of intense interest among collectors who specialize in modern mint varieties. One of the most coveted errors found on the 2022 P. Dr. Sally Ride Quarter is the die clash error. This happens when the coin dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghost-like impressions of the reverse design on the obverse, and vice versa. When that die then strikes a normal blank, it transfers those shadows onto the coin itself, creating a spooky, fascinating effect that makes collectors absolutely lose their minds, in the best way possible. Another rare and exciting error is the drooling George error, where a die chip forms just below President Washington's mouth, creating the appearance of a droplet hanging down. It might sound odd, but this error has captured the attention of collectors because it's visible to the naked eye, quirky, and totally unique to this modern quarter series. The stronger and clearer the chip, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially when it's paired with a flawless surface and sharp details. There are also known examples of struck-through errors, where foreign materials like grease or fibers got between the die and the planchet during striking, leaving strange marks or missing details on the coin's surface. These mysterious marks aren't damage, they're mint errors that collectors chase after like buried treasure. Combine one of these errors with a crisp strike and the P mint mark, and you've got a modern rarity worth far more than face value. Collectors are paying special attention to this coin not just because of the errors, but because of the symbolism and timing of its release. Honoring America's first woman in space during a time when more people than ever are entering the coin-collecting world adds even more significance and energy to the chase. New collectors are hungry for recent coins with strong stories, and that's exactly what the 2022 Dr. Sally Ride Quarter delivers. So, how do you know if your 2022 P Quarter is one of the rare and valuable ones? First, you'll want to look closely, very closely, at both sides of the coin. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop and check Washington's mouth for any die chips. Examine the fields for unusual raised lines, inspect the rim for partial colors, and study the design for doubling or distortions. If you see anything that looks unusual or unique, don't dismiss it. It could be one of the rare varieties worth serious money. Another important factor is condition. Coins with strong strikes, full luster, and no signs of circulation are much more valuable, especially when paired with an error. If your Dr. Sally Ride Quarter is in uncirculated or mint state condition and also shows signs of a rare error, you might just be holding a coin that collectors would fight to own. That's why proper handling and storage are crucial. Keep it protected and consider having it professionally graded if you suspect it could be special. Auction houses and online marketplaces are already buzzing with activity around these coins. Some rare air varieties from the 2022 American Women Quarter series have already sold for thousands of dollars, and prices continue to rise as more collectors enter the market and supplies dry up. The Dr. Sally Ride Quarter, with its stunning design and iconic subject, is leading the charge, and when paired with the right error, its value can reach unbelievable heights. That's the beauty of coin collecting. You don't need to be rich to find riches. All it takes is a sharp eye, a bit of knowledge, and the willingness to look at everyday change in a new way. The 2022 Peace Sally Ride Quarter proves that modern coins can be just as exciting and just as valuable as ancient or historical ones, especially when they tell a story that captures the imagination of a generation. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. So just how much could one of these rare 2022 P. Dr. Sally Ride quarters with a dramatic mint error and in pristine condition actually be worth in today's collector market? Get ready for it, because one of these spectacular coins recently sold for an astonishing $44,000. Yes, you heard that right. $44,000 for a quarter that might just be sitting in a roll of change or tucked away in someone's drawer right now. That's the thrill of coin collecting, value hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. Have you found a 2022 P. Sally Ride quarter with something strange or interesting on it? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Share your stories, drop your questions, or even upload photos. This community is full of collectors, learners, and coin lovers just like you, and we're here to help each other grow. Second rare coin. We're diving deep into a coin that you may have passed through your hands countless times without ever realizing the secret it holds, the 1980 P. United States quarter dollar. This is one of those fascinating coins that proves even the most ordinary change in your pocket could turn out to be something truly extraordinary. The 1980 P quarter was minted in Philadelphia, and while millions were produced that year, not all of them came out of the presses perfectly. In fact, a small handful of these coins carry rare mint errors and unique features that can turn them from a common coin into a sought-after collector's item. It's the kind of story that excites coin lovers around the world and reminds us all why we keep searching through our change. This was a significant time in U.S. coinage history. The beginning of the 1980s brought not just economic shifts, but also changes in the minting process, equipment upgrades, and evolving quality control procedures. And where there's change, there's always a chance for mistakes, and in the coin world, those mistakes can mean big money for sharp-eyed collectors who know what to look for. One of the most exciting and valuable errors found on the 1980 P quarter is the off-center strike. This happens when the planchet is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear shifted, with part of the coin blank and the rest featuring a distorted image. The more dramatic the off-center strike, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the higher the value climbs. Another incredible and highly collectible error is the double die error, where parts of the coin's design appear to be duplicated. These doubling effects are most often seen in the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and sometimes even the date itself. These kinds of errors can be subtle or bold, and collectors go wild over the sharp, clear examples that pop off the coin surface with dramatic impact. There are also clad layer errors, where the nickel coating either partially or completely separates, revealing the copper core underneath. In some 1980 P quarters, this error appears only on one side of the coin, making it especially rare and visually striking. This is the kind of mint mistake that turns heads at coin shows and online auctions, and one that serious collectors will pay premium prices to add to their collections. Incredibly, there are even cases of struck-through errors, where foreign objects or materials interfere during the minting process, leaving behind strange imprints, textures, or even missing design elements. These coins are like mini mysteries, and the uniqueness of each one makes them highly desirable. No two struck-through errors are exactly alike, making them a dream find for any coin enthusiast. The best part? These valuable coins aren't locked away in vaults or museums. They're still out there in circulation. That's right, one of these rare 1980 P quarters could be hiding in your loose change, coin jar, or even in an old drawer you haven't checked in years. All it takes is a little curiosity and a good eye to spot something that others may have missed for decades. So, how do you know if your 1980 P quarter might be worth a fortune? Start by closely examining the coin under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for obvious shifts in the design, doubling in the lettering, strange surface textures, or parts of the design that seem to be missing or incomplete. And always keep an eye out for unusual colors, especially if one side appears copper while the other looks silver. That could be a clad layer error waiting to be discovered. If you think you've found something special, it's always a good idea to have your coin authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These grading companies can officially identify the error, assign it a grade based on condition, and place it in a tamper-proof holder that increases both credibility and resale value. A certified error coin can sell for many times what an uncertified version might bring. There have already been notable sales of rare error 1980 P quarters in recent years, with collectors and investors battling it out at auction to take home the best specimens. These coins are becoming increasingly harder to find in high grades, and with growing interest in modern error coins, the demand just keeps climbing. The earlier you discover one, the more potential it has to skyrocket in value. That's what makes the hobby so thrilling. You never know when your next life-changing find is right under your nose. Every roll of quarters, every pocket of spare change, could contain a forgotten piece of minting history worth far more than anyone suspects. And it's stories like this that keep collectors motivated, energized, and excited to keep searching every single day. And now, let's talk about the big question. How much can a rare and error-filled 1980 P quarter actually be worth? If you find one in mint state condition, with a dramatic and documented error, you might be holding a piece that has recently fetched a jaw-dropping price of $60,000. Yes, you heard that right. $60,000 for a single quarter minted in 1980 with a P mint mark and a striking error. That's not just pocket change, that's an unbelievable reward for a simple habit of checking your coins and staying curious about the stories they tell. So if you've found a 1980 P quarter that looks a little off, don't ignore it, examine it, research it, and maybe even get it appraised. And if you've ever come across one of these or think you might have something similar, drop us a comment below. We'd love to hear your story and help you uncover the hidden potential of your coins. Third expensive coin. We're taking a closer look at a coin that might appear completely ordinary at first glance, but could actually be a hidden gem of serious value, the 1972 United States quarter dollar. If you've ever come across a handful of older coins or you've got an old jar of change at home, you might want to give it a second look, because this coin could be the key to a surprising and valuable discovery. The 1972 quarter features the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse, a design that's been used since 1932, making it one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. But despite its common appearance, some specific versions of the 1972 quarter have become highly sought-after collector pieces, not just because of their age, but because of the rare and spectacular mint errors that make them incredibly desirable. Struck during a time of increasing demand and production, the 1972 quarter was minted at multiple locations including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most of these coins were produced to standard specifications, a small number of them came out with unexpected and dramatic minting flaws that collectors today are willing to pay serious money to own. These aren't just imperfections, they are unique snapshots of minting history that can transform a 25-cent coin into a museum-worthy piece. One of the most valuable and visually stunning errors associated with the 1972 quarter is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck from a die that has been improperly engraved with a slightly shifted image, causing the lettering, especially in the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," to appear doubled. When the doubling is strong and easily visible to the naked eye, it creates a dramatic effect that collectors go absolutely wild for. Another rare and collectible error involves off-center strikes, which occur when the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned with the dies. This causes the image to be shifted off to one side, sometimes even cutting off parts of the design or leaving portions of the coin blank. The more off-center the strike, while still showing the date and mint mark, the higher the value, especially if the coin is in near mint condition or better. The 1972 quarter is also known for producing some clad layer separation errors. These happen when the outer nickel layer fails to properly bond with the copper core, creating coins that appear discolored or two-toned. In extreme cases, one side of the coin might look completely copper, while the other retains its silver-colored finish. These types of errors are rare, eye-catching, and highly desirable in the error coin market. Even more mysterious are the struck-through errors, where debris like grease, fabric, or other material interferes during the strike and leaves behind strange textures, missing details, or ghost-like imprints on the surface of the coin. These errors are unique. No two struck-through coins are exactly the same, and that makes them incredibly appealing to collectors who are always hunting for one-of-a-kind finds. Collectors value these error coins not just for their uniqueness, but also for the challenge of finding them. That's what makes the 1972 quarter so exciting. It's not just a coin from the past, it's a puzzle waiting to be solved, a hidden treasure sitting in plain sight. And with modern tools and communities sharing information faster than ever, the demand for these coins has surged in recent years. To identify a valuable 1972 quarter, start by examining both sides of the coin under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look carefully at the lettering, date, and edges for signs of doubling, shifts, missing details, or unusual coloration. If you find anything that looks strange, it's worth researching and maybe even getting the coin professionally graded to determine its authenticity and value. And if you're lucky enough to find one of these coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, you've just increased its value dramatically. Coins with brilliant luster, no scratches, and strong strikes are always worth more, and when paired with a rare mint error, they can command incredible prices at auction or in private sales. Getting your coin certified by a service like PCGS or NGC adds credibility and ensures you get top dollar if you ever decide to sell. Over the past few years, rare 1972 quarters with major mint errors have begun appearing at auctions, and the results have been astonishing. Bidding wars among collectors and investors have pushed prices into the tens of thousands, and the highest grade examples have quickly become the crown jewels of many personal collections. The momentum surrounding this coin is real, and it's growing every single day. That's what makes coin collecting so powerful: the thrill of the hunt, the stories behind the strikes, and the possibility that a simple coin could change your financial future. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting out, the 1972 quarter is a perfect reminder that amazing discoveries are always possible, and that the next rare coin could be hiding right in your change jar. And now, here's the part you've been waiting for: just how much could a rare and valuable 1972 quarter with a major error and in excellent condition be worth today? Believe it or not, one of these rare beauties has recently sold for an eye-opening price of $81,000. Yes, that's right, $81,000 for a single 1972 quarter with the right error and the right condition. That's the kind of discovery that dreams are made of, and it's one that could be waiting for you if you take the time to look a little closer. So if you think you've found something special, or you just want to learn more about the coins in your collection, drop us a comment below. We love hearing your stories, answering your questions, and helping this amazing community grow stronger every day. Especially, we're unlocking the mystery behind a coin that many people have seen, held, or even spent without realizing its potential value: the 1988 United States quarter dollar. This coin might look like an everyday quarter, but under the surface, it holds stories of rarity, minting mishaps, and shocking worth that can turn pocket change into a payday. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1988 quarter was part of a year that saw millions of coins produced for circulation across the country. But not all of these quarters were created equally. Some came off the presses with rare mint errors that have made them incredibly valuable to collectors today. And if you're lucky enough to find one of these hidden gems, you could be holding something worth thousands of times its face value. The obverse of the coin features the classic image of George Washington, while the reverse displays the traditional eagle design, which was still in use before the State Quarters series began in 1999. But it's not the design itself that turns heads, it's the unique mistakes that occurred during the minting process that make this coin such an exciting find for collectors around the world. One of the most talked about errors on the 1988 quarter is the off-center strike. These are dramatic errors where the coin was not properly aligned between the dies when it was struck, resulting in a partial image with a blank portion on one side. The more off-center the strike, while still showing the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially in uncirculated condition. Another highly prized error is the double die obverse, a mistake where the die used to strike the coin was engraved twice with a slight shift, creating noticeable doubling in the text or numbers. If you examine a 1988 D quarter and notice doubling in Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the date itself, you might be looking at a rare and valuable variation that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Let's not forget about clad layer errors, which are some of the most visually striking. These errors occur when the outer nickel layer of the coin either separates or fails to bond properly with the copper core. This results in coins that appear two-toned, with exposed copper showing through on either one or both sides. These types of errors are rare and eye-catching, making them highly desirable among modern error collectors. You might also come across struck-through errors, where a foreign object such as grease, fabric, or debris becomes lodged between the die and the planchet during striking. This can result in unusual indentations, missing details, or odd surface textures that make each coin truly one of a kind. Because of their uniqueness, no two struck-through coins are exactly alike, and that exclusivity only adds to their value. Another reason the 1988 D quarter is so special is because of the increasing attention modern collectors are paying to error coins from the late 20th century. With the rise of online auctions and numismatic communities, these previously overlooked coins have gained serious traction in the market. More and more people are discovering just how exciting and rewarding it can be to collect coins with rare and recognizable minting anomalies. So, how do you know if your 1988 D quarter is one of the rare ones? Start by inspecting both sides under a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look carefully for doubling in the text, any signs of off-center strikes, unusual color patterns, missing or incomplete images, or even strange textures. Any of these could indicate a valuable error that might turn your quarter into a collector's dream. Condition matters too. A coin that has been well preserved, with sharp details, full luster, and no visible signs of circulation, will always bring in a higher value. If your coin is in exceptional condition and features a verified error, it could be worth sending to a professional grading service like NGC or PCGS for authentication. A certified error coin with a high grade can go for impressive sums at auction, especially as demand continues to grow. In recent years, auction results have shown that the value of error coins like the 1988 D quarter has skyrocketed. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are not only rare, but tell a story through their imperfections. These coins represent a snapshot in time, a glimpse into the fascinating and complex process of minting that sometimes, just sometimes, produces something truly exceptional. And now, let's talk about the moment you've been waiting for, the jaw-dropping value reveal. Just how much could one of these extraordinary 1988 D quarters with a dramatic mint error and in mint condition be worth today? Brace yourself, because one of these rare coins has been appraised and auctioned for an incredible $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single quarter that could easily be sitting in someone's old collection, change jar, or even in the back of a drawer right now. That's why this hobby is so exciting. You never know when the next big discovery will be found by someone just like you. If you think you've got a 1988 D quarter that shows signs of an error, or you've spotted something unusual in your pocket change, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below, tell us your story, and let's talk about the possibilities your coin might hold. This community is growing fast, and we love helping collectors learn, connect, and celebrate their discoveries. Last unique coin. We're zooming in on a coin that you've probably handled dozens of times without realizing what a hidden gem it could be, the 1993 P United States quarter dollar. That's right, this coin might just be sitting in your change jar or coin folder, and with the right error or condition, it could be worth far more than anyone would expect. Minted in Philadelphia in 1993. This quarter came out during a time when coin production was running strong and millions were being pushed into circulation. But as collectors know all too well, it's not about how many were made, it's about what makes a few of them stand out from the rest. And the 1993 P quarter has become a quiet legend in the world of numismatics thanks to rare errors and exceptional condition finds that have driven collectors into a frenzy. This quarter features the classic Washington obverse design, with crisp details and clean lines when in uncirculated condition. But the real story isn't just in the design, it's in the surprises left behind by the minting process, which, although highly precise, is not immune to the occasional flaw. And it's these unexpected flaws that turn an everyday coin into something incredibly valuable and exciting. Among the most sought-after errors on the 1993 P quarter is the double die obverse, where elements of the coin, particularly the lettering like Liberty, In God We Trust, and even the date, appear slightly but noticeably doubled. This happens when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned during creation, resulting in a second impression that gives a shadow-like effect to the text. These types of coins are always in high demand because the doubling is often clear to the naked eye and makes for a visually stunning collectible. Another exciting error found on this coin is the off-center strike, which occurs when the blank planchet is not seated correctly in the press. This causes the entire image to shift, leaving part of the design missing and sometimes even showing a crescent of blank space. The more off-center the strike, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes to collectors and dealers alike. You may also come across clad layer separation errors, which are particularly impressive and easy to spot. These errors result from problems bonding the copper and nickel layers of the coin, and they can produce coins with one side showing exposed copper or strange color variations. Some even have a peeling effect or flaking on the surface, instantly identifying them as error coins worthy of serious attention and appraisal. Another type of mint error that brings value to the 1993 P quarter is the struck-through error, where foreign materials like grease, fibers, or metal shavings interfere during the striking process. This causes portions of the coin to appear blurred, missing, or oddly textured. These errors are especially collectible because no two struck-through coins are ever the same, making each one a unique piece of minting history. Collectors know that rarity alone isn't enough, condition is just as important. A 1993 P quarter with a strong error is valuable, but if it's also in mint state or uncirculated condition, its value skyrockets. Coins with sharp details, full luster, and no signs of wear can command significant premiums at auction, especially when professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. A certified error coin in pristine condition is a showpiece in any collection. Over the past few years, error coins from the 1990s have gained serious momentum in the collector community. While some used to think modern coins weren't worth collecting, that opinion has changed dramatically as rare errors have come to light and major auctions have proven the market demand. In fact, 1993 P quarters with major errors have already appeared at auction and stunned collectors with their realized prices. So if you've got a stash of old quarters, especially ones from the early 1990s, it's time to take a closer look. Examine the coin closely under a good light, check for doubling, inspect for any misalignment, unusual coloration, or surface defects. And if you see anything out of the ordinary, don't let it go unnoticed. You could be holding onto a very valuable piece of American coinage history. The excitement of coin collecting isn't just about old dates or shiny silver. It's about finding the unexpected, the overlooked, the hidden treasures that others missed. The 1993 P quarter is one of those exciting opportunities, and with demand rising and more collectors entering the space every day, there's never been a better time to take interest in your change. Now, let's get to the part everyone's been waiting for. Just how much can a rare and error-filled 1993 P United States quarter be worth in today's market? If you find the right error in superb uncirculated condition, authenticated and graded by a trusted service, it could fetch an astounding price of $27,000. Yes, you heard that right. $27,000 for a single quarter minted in 1993 with the Philadelphia P mint mark and the right kind of mint error. That's more than just spare change. That's the power of paying attention and being part of the incredible world of numismatics. So if you've come across a 1993 P quarter that looks a little different, or if you think you may have spotted one of these rare errors, we want to hear about it. Leave a comment below and share your find. This is a community of collectors and learners, and your discovery might inspire others to take a closer look too. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another opportunity to learn about rare coins and valuable finds. Thanks for watching, and remember, your next big treasure might already be in your pocket.